Okay, no time to waste. It's been a while. I'm checking in, and I want to give you guys some concrete advice on how to design your training programs to best, um, you know, best get you to your results. And today, I want to talk to you a little bit about macronutrients as an energy source for the body, and how to optimize your fat loss and where you are currently with your body fat and which choices you should be making with my opinion, but I'm going to back up my opinion with some concrete evidence. All right, we're going to talk first about how and what the body uses for energy. We're going to talk about one, fats, lipids, carbohydrates, glucose, and three, amino acids, protein. Your body's always using all three of these macronutrients for energy at all times. You can't just turn on the switch and say, okay, body, don't burn glucose, don't burn protein, let's just burn fat. I wish that were the case, you'd all be walking around ripped. Okay, again, so you're burning all three at all times. Again, bear with me, this is a lot of information I'm trying to give you guys, so it may take a little while to get it out there, but stick tight and you'll be really happy with the information I'm giving you. You're always burning all three things for energy, but depending on your heart rate and oxygen consumption of which one your body is going to pull most energy from. It's funny, when you're actually at low heart rate and sleeping, you're going to be burning most of your energy per time frame is coming from fat, and the other two are coming slightly from proteins and carbohydrates. The ratio is something along the lines of like 60-70% of total calorie consumption at rest is coming from fats, and the other 15% split up evenly is coming from proteins and carbohydrates. So when you think about that in terms of your day-to-day activities, training-wise, and total calorie expenditure, and the ability for maybe potentially having MPB, muscle protein breakdown, to maintain your gains, let's talk about the three types of cardio. Steady state walking, low heart rate, chilling, walking around. That is by far the best way to burn more fat than you would at rest, because again, when you're resting, depending on your body size, you're probably burning anywhere from 60 to 80 calories total. And the total calorie consumption, remember 70% at rest is coming from fat, and the other is evenly split up between proteins and carbohydrates. Now, if you're walking, you bump up the total calories burned in that time frame, and the ratio stays just about the same if you don't have your heart rate spike up too high. So you can increase the calorie expenditure and in turn increase the fat burn for that time period. Walking will help you burn fat at that time frame, at the activity that's being done. Now, we're talking about the other type of cardio is moderate running, running at like 7+ miles per hour, where you can sustain that speed and that duration for a really long time. You will burn more calories per hour, but since your heart rate is elevated and the oxygen consumption is very high, the energy demand has switched over from fats into glucose, which is cool if you're someone who's really high in body fat and needs to lose a lot of weight. Running is a great idea, but if you know how to really calculate your diet, there's no sense in working harder and smarter. This is, again, just general population. Running is good if you need a lot of weight to lose. Now, one of my real favorite types of cardio is just how I kind of train with weights and with battle ropes and other things, sprint style training, where you have a short burst of duration where you're training and your heart rate is extra elevated. You're peaking to almost your maximum heart rate, and then you have a long duration of rest. Now, a lot of times when I talk about HIIT with our clients, and I'll use battle ropes, and I'll say, I want to see some oomph. You want to give it your all for that 30-second burst. I want to see you pretty much like gasping for air at the end of those 30 seconds with a nice break. If you recover quickly, it doesn't mean you should go back into it, because think about it like this. If you're having quick spurts in energy where you're up, your heart rate's up, and it's just back down, I like to kind of go into a little bit of baseline, because it's not the time frame of while you're doing those sprint style training that you're getting that fat burn. It's post-workout, where normally when you're resting, I talked about earlier, if you're normally resting between 60 and 80 calories an hour of consumption, if you do a nice style workout where you spike oxygen consumption, it's post-workout when you're at rest, where your calorie consumption is going to be greatly increased and your heart rate will be low, where you'll be oxidizing a lot of fat for energy. So what I'm trying to say is, in terms when that break period, if you're resting very short between your intervals, let's say some people are really gifted and can recover very quickly. you are doing a lot of high interval training, almost too much, where there's potential for muscle protein breakdown. As a bodybuilder, that's the last thing I want to have happen. I never want to have my body use stored amino acids for energy. That's like, it's almost as, there's no words to explain how that makes me feel. So for those people who are gifted and recover quickly, you don't want to spend that time frame. Just because you want to do HIIT for a half hour, you want to think of your HIIT sprints as like the same way you would lift weights, taking it in like a set format. You know, maybe 6 to 10 sets of HIIT sprints will suffice to really elevate your resting metabolic rate post-training to really get the optimized results for the fat loss. Again, comes after the HIIT session, which will last for a substantial amount of time, maybe 12, 24 hours, depending on the person. But if you're really worried about muscle protein breakdown, as I get really lean, I tend to favor walking, because there is potential for muscle protein breakdown with sprints, and that's the last thing you want to do. You've been training your ass off, trying to get lean for a competition, and then throwing HIIT to potentially have some muscle protein breakdown is just something that kind of scares me. With that being said, think about that to really use it for your advantage. Know where you're at right now with your body, what you're trying to accomplish, and how to take turns with which type of cardio best suits you. And I'm going to show a quick demonstration of how I will do HIIT battle ropes, so you can kind of see the amount of energy you want to incorporate in it to really spike your heart rate. So you kind of actually do it. When you're doing it right, you do need a substantial amount of time to recover. And I always do like about 2 minutes. I probably feel good after a nice 30-second sprint. I'll probably feel good to really be able to go again within like a minute and 15 seconds. But just that extra 45 seconds to really recover, to potentially not have another 20 seconds of work time, which can in turn go into MPB, muscle protein breakdown. Hope this information was helpful, and I look forward to hearing back from people. If I don't hear back from you, I just hope that deep down inside that I'm helping you out, because that's what I'm here for. I want to share everyone to succeed, and fitness is a beautiful thing. Hope everyone has a great day, and keep your eye out for the NPC Summer Classic. I'm going to go in there as a natty, no diuretics, no manipulations to my diet, just going in there training hard and staying consistent. Let's see how I do.
Number one in Dharma 340, low frequencies. Are you with me?